Good morning, everybody. It is currently 6:30 on Sunday. I got up nice and early this morning and fired up the smoker. I think I set the alarm for 10 to 4, put the fire on, put the meat on, and went back to bed. Now I'm up and I'm going to do the first spritz, but I thought I would show you. Here's one cat. But Erica is really happy. Every morning we come out and Jemmy is up on this shelf, aren't you, Jem? Jem is on the shelf. She quite often is on the top shelf and then she comes down to say hello. Jem especially uses these shelves every night. She sleeps up here. But it is now time for the first spritz because it's been on for nearly 2 hours, so I'm going to give them a spritz and see how it's looking. I've got a pork butt in there to do pulled pork. I'll show you. Oh, it's looking good. Put some tallow in there, some lard. I had a lot of pork fat off the top, so I've just popped that in there. So I'll let that kind of go as well. Okay, so the spritzing was a fail because my spray bottle has stopped working. It's a cheap one. It's not a surprise. It's just been sitting in the shed. So I'm going to have to sort that out so I can spritz them because I want to spritz it because I can see that it might dry out. So problem solved. I found one. I'm going to spritz them now and then they'll roll for another couple of hours before I wrap.
Good morning, everyone. I know Dan's been up since very early o'clock, starting her fire for the pulled pork, but I am now up, showered, breakfasted,
Live.
and we just did our YouTube live, which was our video for last week. A couple of things we mentioned was that we have ordered some outdoor furniture for our backyard, and so what we want to do today is kind of clean up our existing outdoor furniture.
And put it online somewhere.
Yeah, and pop it on Facebook Marketplace. Dan's here. Pop it on Facebook Marketplace or whatever. Sell it, basically. Because there's nothing wrong with it. It just kind of, we wanted something that more went with the theme, and we wanted a table and chairs, which we currently don't have. We also mentioned that we'd been liking tapas-style dinners, and we went to Costco. When was that? Friday night. We went shopping at Costco, and I bought they had little baby Roma tomatoes on special and baby capsicums. So I'm going to kind of cook those up today that we can then have during the week as part of our dinner. So I'm going to roast the peppers, kind of in the style of the roasted pepper salad that just came out on our website on Friday, which is havebutterwilltravel.com, and it is delicious. And I'm going to confit the baby tomatoes. So that, was there anything else we needed to do today? That's the main thing. And obviously the
smoking,
monitoring of the pork and the fire and the wrapping and all of those things.
I'll let you know where we're at the moment. It's nearly 10 o'clock, so I put it on 4:45. So it's been going for 5 hours. And it's at 160, so I'm probably going to wrap it soon and let it just do its thing till it gets to around 200 and it's probing nice and tender. I touched it before when I went out there to spritz and it's very hard still. So it needs a lot longer. It's probably going to take 10 to 12 hours. So that's why I get up early and put it on so that I'm not doing it at 9 o'clock tonight and we don't eat it for dinner. So the plan is to try and have it for dinner.
Scout would really like to go outside.
Oh my god, she's so annoying.
She's
at the
being
moment.
very, very insistent at the back door, as per usual. Haven't you, Scouty?
So we'll just get on to our jobs then.
Yes. Where's Jem?
No idea.
And here's Jem in the bottom of our wardrobe. Hello, Jemmy. You're having a little sleep with, you know, my dresses. Lovely. You happy with how it's looking?
It looks really good, don't you think? I think I tried a new rub, which I'll show you in a second, and I think it's really given it a nice colour
Yeah.
for sure.
Whoa. Looks good. It's so shiny.
My current favourite barbecue YouTube channel has been Meat Church. I really like Matt from Meat Church. I like the way he does his videos. He also, his main thing is rubs. He has his own rub company. And I've had Holy Gospel before and I've still got a fair bit of that. But I wanted to try one of his honey hog ones. And at Barbecues Galore they only had the hot. So this is Honey Hog Barbecue Hot, and it's by Meat Church Barbecue, and it's given it a really nice colouring. So I watched him do a video and he used gospel, and it's like his all-purpose seasoning, and it gave it a really nice bark and a really nice colour. So I'm hoping this will do a similar job. Hi. I'm just cleaning these chairs with our fancy hose link pressure hose. It does take off some of it, but I might just give them a wipe over as well in preparation to sell them. They're in pretty good condition, but we have no idea how much to put them on for. This one has 2 chairs, 2 ottomans and a table and cushions. So I don't know. Always on Facebook Marketplace, you put it on for 200, someone wants them for 50. Put them on for 400, someone wants them for 200.
Little water feature is finally finished, and we have our plant babies in there, and we were just sitting up on the deck watching birds come and have a little bath in it. It was very sweet. This one has like a water lily flower that's kind of apricot, and this one had some little yellow flowers, and this is a dwarf papyrus. So we have cleaned this small set, and I've just popped it up on Facebook Marketplace, so we'll see what happens. We actually bought this when we were in Melbourne. It went on our front little veranda. So we've used it and loved it, but it can go to a good home. It's in pretty good condition, so hopefully someone could use that on like a balcony or something. Now we're just working on this bigger set that's also 2 chairs, a table, but this one is a bit more comfy and lush. I was just going to say, we had a very strange experience yesterday evening. As when we were having dinner, it was after dinner.
We were listening to a podcast, so I think we might have been having dinner.
Yeah, so we started hearing really low helicopter over the top of us, and we could hear somebody talking, and we're like, who's that man talking? Like, is that coming out of the helicopter, or is that like someone's TV or something? It was pretty loud. And Dan came outside, and it was the police in the helicopter using like a speaker, saying that there was a gentleman, they were looking for a 79-year-old gentleman and what he was wearing, and to call the police if you had seen him. We have never experienced that before. And we were saying, like, when we've been in the US, or when Dan was in WA, Western Australia, she got a text message with, like, you know, those, I think in the US they call them like Amber Alerts or something when people go missing. Surely that would be more effective than a helicopter. with a microphone, because it was like if you were inside your house you couldn't really understand, and even when we came outside we couldn't really understand what they were saying. Anyway, Dan just saw a post on Facebook in like a local area group, and apparently a gentleman went missing from a dementia care area, and he was quite kind of, what was the word you used, like he presented quite well, but they were trying to find him, so hopefully they found him. Hopefully Peter's okay. But yeah, that was an interesting thing we'd never experienced before.
I think the term's high functioning.
High
like
functioning,
your dad.
yeah.
At times your dad presents high functioning.
Yeah, so it's, you know, it's difficult from people who just see him in passing or whatever. He presents quite well as normal when he's not. Okay, we just moved this one here to get a photo because it looked a bit nicer in the sun. So this one, I'll now put that one up. And we just thought, while we have the deck bare, we might try and give it a bit of a clean, because it's got some kind of markings on it.
So the thing I'm not sure of is that lard, because I might have ruined it by smoking it, made it like dirty. So I'll kind of strain it and let it set and try it, and if it's no good I'll just chuck it out. It's not a big deal. I was just trying it, but I don't like doing it in the oven because it kind of smokes out the whole house. Next time what I might do is just add it when the smoke portion of the cook is finished, because I don't have any wood smoking while it's covered, because it's pointless. So I have pulled it off a lot earlier than I expected, because it's probing really soft and it's over 200 degrees. I'm going to wrap it to rest it, and I'll probably pull it before we're going to have dinner now, and we can just reheat it. But we tried a little bit and it tastes so good. I'm really impressed with that rub. It was a winner. So this is my least favourite part because it takes a bit of work. But
getting up at 3:52.
No, that part's easy. But bone came out nice and clean.
Very clean.
I wanted to try and use some of the juice that came out in the pan, but it hasn't kind of separated yet, and I don't want to put the fat in. So the meat church video that I watched, he used some of the pan juices to keep the mixture kind of moist.
We might be able to a bit later.
Yeah, but I just don't want all this bit's a bit gristly, so.
Is it coming apart easily though?
Yeah.
And have you tried it?
Yeah, it's really nice. The flavour of the rub is delicious. It's just hard with it, but it's quite hot still, which is the point. But
so we got these 1 kilo of mini Roma tomatoes from Costco for $5, but there's no way we will eat them before they go bad, so I'm going to confit those. And then this was also about $5, which is way cheaper than the supermarket for these baby capsicums. So I'm going to roast them so we can eat them during the week as a salad. So in there it's just going to have these. I'm just going to put them in whole, and I'm going to add some shallots, which I'll just like cut in half and then peel apart. Salt and pepper and olive oil. So I'm going to pop these on first because this is quite a hot oven, and then I'll turn the oven down and I'll do these a bit slower. That is ready to go in the oven, so it's just the mini capsicums, the shallot pieces, salt, pepper, extra virgin olive oil. So I'm just waiting for the oven to heat up. The other thing, I've got some carrots and some cabbage to use up, so I was going to make some coleslaw, and I've got this bowl from Joseph and Joseph, Of course, it came from Costco, which is like a salad spinner, but also you can prep the salad straight into the bowl. So I think I haven't used it before, but I can grate the carrot on the top here and then swap it out and slice the cabbage. So let's see how this works. So the carrot's grated, so then you can just take this part off, and then there's this one that is a slicer, so I can just clip that in and try slicing the cabbage. The other one is for making spirals, so you kind of go around like that. I think there's a little kind of cap to hold it, and then also you can use it as a salad spinner if you pop this in and use this. So it's a very versatile bowl. It's the first time I've used it, but it seems to work pretty well. The carrots were a little bit soft, so they're a bit difficult to grate, but apart from that, it seems good. I just was going to say, look how fine this, like it would be quite difficult by hand to shred it that finely, and I'll just show you. It's very easy to use. So you just, but I'm not even really having to use a lot of pressure. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty easy to use, and it's nice and fine.
We've had this for a while and I don't think we've really used it.
No, this is the first time I've used it. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So I'm just going to put some of this mix away in the fridge for us to have during the week, and I'm just going to pop that paper towel on the top with the hope that it'll kind of soak up the moisture and it'll keep okay. And then this will be for dinner tonight. I'll just make a little coleslaw. So I just got some parsley and chives out of the garden to pop in it, and I've got some thyme that's going to go in with the tomatoes. So these tomatoes are ready to go in the oven. I'm just going to wait till the peppers are cooked, and then I'll turn the oven down and put these in for a bit longer. So I put those thyme leaves that I picked and some whole garlic cloves on the bottom, then the tomatoes on top, lots of salt and pepper, and lots of extra virgin olive oil. You can see it's quite a bit in there, so the tomatoes will kind of cook down in the oil. Probably going to divide it into 2 jars once it's cooked. Keep one in the fridge, which will be okay for a couple of weeks, and then I'll pop one in the freezer just so I can get it out in a couple of weeks when the other one's gone.
Also, I thought I would show you that someone has not moved all day. It's now nearly 4 o'clock. When we showed you, I think that was probably 10.
So these have just come out of the oven. They smell delicious. You want them to be black like that. They're not burnt. Do not panic. So while they're hot just out of the oven, I'm just going to pop a little bit of sherry vinegar on top. It does sizzle a little bit because it's hot. And then mix that up, and then kind of like the olive oil and the vinegar just makes a little
Dressing.
kind of dressing, yeah. So I'm just going to leave these to cool down. Once they're cool, I'm going to pop them in a container in the fridge, and they will be delicious for us to eat cold during the week. You could also eat them warm or hot if you like, but cold they are delicious.
So while the barbecue is on, I also grilled some corn. I'm just going to sort out the pulled pork, and we're going to have tacos for dinner.
We've gone for one jumbo taco.
Is it a taco or burrito? I'm not sure. But this has been an all-day process, but we got 6 bags of 300 grams of pulled pork, plus lunch for me tomorrow and dinner for us tonight. So It's worth it. I like to do it every like 6 to 12 months to have some in the freezer to last us for a while. I enjoy it. It's my hobby. Hopefully you've enjoyed coming.
I'm going to show them the tomatoes.
Tomatoes. It's going to wrap it up. Ignore the kitchen. It's a big mess.
Yes, the kitchen mess. The tomatoes, I left them in the oven to I turned the oven off and left them in there for a little bit after about an hour and 15. And now I'm just letting them cool, and I'll take out the thyme and whatnot. And I've got a couple of jars that I'll divide them into, but they are so delicious. Dan loves them, especially.
They're so good, just
like
with eggs or breakfast or whatever. I really like them. Hopefully you've enjoyed coming along with our little cooking, selling our outdoor furniture day. If you like this video, please give us a like, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.